Greetings and welcome to Discover Spatial's Telling Your Story with Story Maps course. Greetings and welcome to Discover Spatial's Telling Your Story with Story Maps, Module 1. My name is Joseph Kursky and I'm honored to be your course instructor. In this module, we will discuss some of the different ways available to communicate with maps. We'll also get into the details of what Esri story maps are, including the interrelationships between GIS, or Geographic Information Systems, web maps, and web mapping applications. We will then talk about three main points about story maps. One, the story maps and functionality available for use in many fields such as water resource management, transportation, and others are rapidly expanding. Two, the tools to create those story maps are rapidly evolving. Like all cloud-based tools, story maps are rapidly evolving, so keep your knees bent and be flexible. But each time the platform evolves, the story maps become more powerful, more types exist, and they become easier to use. That's great news. So the rapid evolution is actually quite a good thing. Number three, good planning makes for a good story map. When you go into the field to collect data, for example, you don't just march out there without a plan for why, what, and how to collect data. But you plan ahead. The same thing goes with story maps. Plan who your audience is, why you're creating the story maps, and what you hope the results will be by using a story map to communicate what your story actually is, how you should tell it, and so on. All of this will help you choose the story map approach, the type of story map, how to construct it, and how to maintain or curate it in the future. We will also discuss two main ways of creating story maps. First of all, you can publish your ArcGIS Online map to a web mapping application. Choose the story map for the application type, or use the builder or like a wizard interface, tools to build your story map in a step-by-step fashion. Now with either of these methods, your resulting story map will be stored on an Esri hosted server. Number two, the second method is to download and configure the story map application's templates for your own use. Upload the resulting files after you modify them to your own server. Now this may sound like too much detail right away, so don't worry. I'll explain all this as the course goes on. But for either method, story maps are based on ArcGIS Online Maps, a wonderful, rich platform for you to communicate and analyze your world from local to global scale. Now in this module, Module 1, you will examine the maps in the Story Maps gallery, reflecting on them and selecting a few that you find most compelling, considering the stories, scale, map type, theme, symbology, detail, and other characteristics of these maps. Thanks for being here. Let's get started.